Dave Cathcart was a lifesaver. And I wrote that to him once. And not only to me, but to a lot of other veterans, I think that he's been a lifesaver. And without Dave, a lot of us might not have survived the experience.
So is there anything you'd like to say to Dave now that he's retiring?
I would like to say, first and foremost, give me a minute.
He helped me a lot. It's a man that I pray for him for what he did to me. He's an excellent person. He loves us, everybody. And if there was something that he could do for us, he would do it. No question asked. He's a fantastic guy. He's one of the reasons why I'm still alive. Let me put it that way.
The one for Dave, I don't know why. Yeah, it's he was really a big help.
I want to thank Dave for everything he's done for me. He's really put me in a great spot in my life. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
So Dave has just been an invaluable part of my life for the last 12 years, along with the rest of the guys in the group.
Dave, I've been extremely fortunate to have you as a mentor and a moderator. You've helped me change my mindset and attitude, and you also let me rant, rave, and cry when necessary.
Dave, you took me under your wing and pointed me through to the process. As things worked out, we've been able to keep the house and stay here. Without your guidance, I would have been in big trouble. It's not only the monetary issues, it's also the psychological concerns. I can now cope.
And it's like, this guy's, like, without him, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'd be in the same place without him. He's great. He was, to me, it was an honor. It's just, like I said, like, I mean, a mentor at its best, and such an honor to know a guy, like Dave.
Because I was in a dark place, and you helped me get out of it. Thank you.
Thank you for everything that he's done, for everything that he's taught me, in the group and individually, because it certainly helped me get to where I'm at now, and the quality of my life has improved greatly. And if you hear Dave talk about us, he'll say, because we always praise him, when he was leaving and everything, he says, don't praise me. He said, I consider you guys the heroes, not me.
But I'm glad you guys are doing this. I'm glad we're doing this because usually when you talk like this, it's after somebody's died,
Yeah.
But we're giving him his flowers, man. While he can still smell them, right?
What made him effective?
I think what made him more effective than everyone else that I've seen is, I think it's because of the path that he himself has walked, where that he feels you.
But one thing about Dave been there. He was there. And I don't know if you know it or not. I know you got to know, Dave only has one leg. And when I found out he was in the hospital for 3 years for that leg, and he never mentions it, unless you ask him. I didn't know. So somebody told me. And this guy is he's like Superman. So yeah, I think we can tell him anything. They've been it, he's seen it, he's been through it. So that's what makes him different.
And to see how he overcame them to become what he is, it was like, wow, anybody could do it if he could do it. He's showing us the way, and he's showing us how to do it.
Knowledge of exactly what we went through, us individuals, because he'd been through it before. He probably even through it worse than most of us, and he came out on the good side. So we knew we had a path to get to the good side.
Like I said, just someone like himself, such a trusting guy, and where he's been, you know that he's been through the same thing, and any kind of advice someone like himself is given, it's like he's been there. So for me, like I said, I always looked for the last 2 years. It was like an uncle I never had, and that mentor, that just someone that I looked up to.
I've always noticed, whether it's me or anybody else, if they're quiet, all of a sudden we'll stop and he'll say to that person, "You're quiet, what's going on?" So he notices a lot of things that I don't even realize.
There's rules for the meeting. And when we kind of go off course, Dave will say rule number 54, and brings us back to what we're talking about. No religion, no politics, and no VA.
No VA.
One of the real effective form of treatment, I think, and a lot of you folks, a lot of guys will say this to you, is group therapy, like group counseling, where, because the group of guys that they've put together, we have become like family members. We look out for each other.
We've become a band of brothers. As each of us experience tribulations in life, we can share it at these meetings, and we know that the other brothers in this meeting are very conscious of it and very concerned, and we're all out for each other's well-being.
It was completely different than the other meeting that I used to go. Everybody starts to hug me and this and welcome, things that was completely different.
He explained to you, he says, the problems that you have, you're normal. That's normal for the problems that you have, that you're going through. And it made a lot of sense. And and I listened to the other guys in the group, and they were talking, and everything they said, related to what my problems were.
After Dave told me, talk about it, got to talk about it. So I talked about it. Then he brought me in the session with the guys. They all made me talk about it, and I started crying like a baby, and they said, "Don't worry, man, we all started that way too." So, and ever since then, man, it's been like it was like one big family,
Oh God, Dave became more or less my mentor. He showed me how to control my emotions, how to live my life, how to accept what I've been through, accept what had happened to me, and how the things that making me realize that the things I do are normal for a person that's gone through what I've gone through.
The group meetings that really, you get you relaxed, and you become not just friends, but brothers, and it's very helpful.
Whenever I need support, all I do is pick up my phone and call Emerson or Vinny or Harvey or anybody, and they're right there to help me.
We go on a trip every year. Dave takes us on a trip. We go to Quantico. He gets a vehicle from the VA, He insists on driving the vehicle for one thing. Dave is a guy that has suffered a lot in service for his country, but he doesn't look for pity on his afflictions, that he has as a result of his service. So on the trips, he would keep the party alive. We're going, and he says he does all the driving, and he says, listen, my leg doesn't get tired, but your leg gets tired, so I don't want you guys with these tired legs driving, and he says, I'll drive. And he says, if you guys give me any trouble, I'll just take my leg off and beat you over the head with it. And the guys that were depressed are laughing,
Is there any last thing you want to say before we part ways?
I don't want to part ways. I don't want to say a last thing. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to say, Dave, you've touched my heart. That's all I could say.
Dave is a super duper guy who's helped every one of us. He loved to tease me, loved to give me a hard time, call me Shirley, all kinds of stuff. But I always laughed, and I always, Dave is on your side.
So are you gonna miss Dave when he retires?
Oh, definitely. As a matter of fact, even at the last meeting, which was last Thursday, a bunch of guys even start crying, because when they heard the news that it wasn't going to be with us no more.
I'm happy he's retiring because he deserves it. It leaves a big hole in my life. I'm really gonna miss him. I don't know how to explain it. He's become more than a friend, more than a family member. He's a person that I could go to and I could really trust.
Thank you for giving this old Marine and FO a map out of the darkness of the jungle. I love you, man.
Through the years, you've helped many, many servicemen. You've helped us to cope and take care of ourselves. Now it's time for you to take care of yourself. Congratulations, stay safe, and enjoy your retirement.
Dave, we all love you. We're going to miss you. You've been fantastic. Everybody in the group loves Dave. So wish you all the luck. Good luck to you. God bless. And I hope to see you at the stand downs, because you said you're going to continue to do the stand down. So I look forward to doing that with you and Alex and Emerson and all the other guys. But if it weren't for you, I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't know where I would be. God bless.
I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I thank him, for, like I said, it's like 2 years. And am I going to miss him? I'll miss him every week. But I mean, like I said, it's time for him to enjoy himself with his family, and I wish him the best. But you always, just the impact, like you said, the impact that he made on my life is amazing. It's in 30 years of, I've never met someone just a man like that, just a great guy.
He says, you remember where you have a commanding officer that's in charge, and you know that every decision he makes is the right one somehow, and he seems to know what to do, and so you're willing to follow him regardless of what he says. I said, well, yeah. I said, well, that's the feel that us guys get. And I said, most of the people in the space who participated in Stand Down, that's the feeling they get, you know, that when Dave shows up, they know everything is going to be okay because he's here. And no matter what it is that pops up, you could go to Dave and he will have an answer for it.